they're in the UK for a personal trip, and I'm here to tell you guys what are the steps I've gone through to make it happen. So this was a very big dream for me to visit UK, and I've been planning with my family for almost 5 years on this. There are a lot of money to be saved on this, so it's not something which you can make it happen within a week or so. You need to plan properly. So I'm here to help you guys out on what exactly will be done. So first thing first, which you need to do is to go to the VFS Global site. You have to get an account made on this VFS Global site, and once you have done that, once you are on the page for UK, it will tell you how to apply visa, what is the center nearby, and if there are some premium services which I would tell later that whether you should use it or not. Then we have supporting document stage. So once you created the page on this your account, you will have to upload your supporting documents. So the list of the documents are available here, and there is something called premium services, guys. So they basically say that like if you pay 3,000 rupees extra, they will make the process faster. But in my experience, it is not that useful, because when we were traveling, we were told that the visa will come in 14 days, but it was just in the time of pandemic, which has got over. It was May 2022, and there were a lot of applications pending. So even though we were told that our visa will come in 14 days, it took almost 54 days for my visa to come. So please be aware of that. So if you are booking by your own and not going through any travel agents, make sure that you have enough time between the travel date and the planning, so that you don't miss your flights, because most of the funds are not refundable, and I don't want you to end up in something which happens. So basically for my flights, I just used the Google Flights application. Basically I searched the flight which I want. So we went from here to Qatar, Hamad International Airport, and from there we had a flight directly to London, and we were going through Qatar Airways. So if you're going through Qatar Airways, guys, please read the terms and conditions. Sometimes they need RT-PCR, sometimes they don't need RT-PCR, so this is a very tricky thing. Please call up the airline or whomever you are preferring, and make sure that is happening. Okay, so that's for the flight. So for me it cost around 60,000 for up and down journey, to and whatever you call it. And for the bookings of a hotel, we've used booking.com. So here I stayed in Earl's Court, which is something which I thought which was cost effective. There was a hotel called Manor, which cost around 6,000 per day, and I went with my family, so I had sharings. So the amount which I specify here is based on the sharing, guys. It's not for, if you're going alone, it might be more. So just for reference. First I'll tell you what we did, then I'll tell you how much money we spent. Then next thing, once the hotel is booked, flight is booked, we go to the VFS Global, book an appointment. They'll give you a date, you have to go there. So the center was there in Ernakulam, in Trivandrum. There's no center in Trivandrum for UK thing, so I have to go to, so my family is there in Bangalore, so I went to Bangalore. So you can go to Ernakulam as well. So it will be around 2 hours process. So most of the documentations will be done online. You don't have to carry anything else apart from the appointment thing. So some people carry everything, so I also did the same mistake. I had to take the printout. I spent around 500 rupees taking printout, scanning. None of those are needed. You just require the application, appointment stuff. The rest of the document will be uploaded on this site, so no need to carry anything else. So they'll just ask your passport, get the passport done, and if you are not in Bangalore, it has to be couriered across to you, so they'll charge you another 150 rupees for that. And if you want some SMS notification, they'll charge you something extra for that as well. So please be aware of that. That is how the visa processing works. For me it took 54 days. For people they have got in 3 weeks as well. So it just luck, depends on luck, and it depends on how many applications are pending at their end. And we have here official communication channel where you can call them and ask, but it is very costly to call them, and most of the time they won't respond. So ideally don't get into such situations. So I believe by now you have booked your visa, you got your visa, you booked your flight, you booked your accommodation. Once that is done, once in London, make sure that you go for this London pass. So we were there for 1 week, and I took a London pass for 7 days, which cost around £150, and this will cover, as you see, across 90 popular attractions. And please note that most of the attractions like the London Eye, the Madame Tussauds Museum, it's not part of this. So please go through the list of attractions here, and only then you decide. And if you go individually to each of them, it will cost you a bomb. So I would prefer you guys take this London pass, which is really good. And second thing is for your travel, once you're in London, please take the Oyster cards and you can fill that up with 50 to 655 pounds. That was enough for my 1 week travel. It just, and make sure that there are 6 zones. You take a ticket which is for the entire 6 zone if you're planning to go entire UK as such in the London, because as per zone there are limitations, and when you take the card you have to make sure that you want to travel in which zones, so make sure that. And I think per day the maximum which they detect for the bus and tram or the loom, whatever you call it, is across 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds. So after that they won't detect more if you travel again. So there was a day where we traveled too many times, and the maximum after that, whatever travel you do, it just shows 0. So whenever you go through that, just make sure that you tap your card, and when you exit it again you have to tap out if you're using the London Tube. And on the bus also it's the same, just tap in, tap out. It's pretty simple. And for the transportation, once you're there, please download this application. It's called City Mapper. This really helps. Also, this is there in Android and iPhone. So basically what you can do is you can download this application, key in your location, where are you from or starting from, key the location where you want. It'll give you all the directions, and it was a lifesaver. And then once you're in London, like if specifically if you're a vegetarian like me, it is little difficult, and Indian hotels are there, but most of them are pretty costly. So I went across, there is so everywhere you will find something called Greggs, which will serve you breakfast, like the small puffs, the veg rolls, the pasta kind of stuff. So that is like a takeaway corner. So if you take away from there, the price will be a little less, and if you eat from there, they'll charge you a little more because for the service. So I usually just grab a chocolate coffee, whatever it is, and then we'll grab a sandwich, and that was easy for us. And now just going forward, just give you a quick run around of whatever expenditure we have done through. So my flight, as I told you, was around 60k. The visa processing, everything took 10k, and if you want faster processing, premium service, you have to pay 3,000, which I prefer not to take. And hotels altogether cost me around 15k. The travel, the Oyster card, plus we had some local travels as well, it cost me around 8k. Food, as I told you, I'm a vegetarian. We were very running behind very cost effective things on how to save money, and mostly if you can run on apples, there is Sainsbury, there is Tesco, you can go and buy 4 or 5 apples for 1.5 pounds. That will keep you full day occupied. So if you're okay with that, you can buy that, but I don't prefer that, because when you're going to another place, the medical expenses are too much. So make sure that you eat properly. Don't try to save on that, just try to spend as much you want, it doesn't matter. And the London pass, that was a very big expense, 150 pounds, as you know, that's around 14k. Then if you want, you can buy a Forex card. So we had an HDFC Forex card, that was around 1,500 for the card. And the transaction, whenever you add money, detect money from that, there will be a little transaction charge on that one. So altogether it cost me around 1,26,000 something for my trip. So I was with my family. So guys, if you're going alone, this will be more. So if you need more information on this, I can put another video on this. So this is just a quick rundown of what we did. Hope you liked the video, guys. Thanks for watching.